working. Yeah, it's working. Yeah. Yeah, hello. Cool. I know it's been a long time since the last episode. I apologize. I'm working on being better. I'm failing horribly. But yeah, I'm going to continue with this series. I think I'm going to call this kind of like podcast kind of TRAPSHEIKH. I don't know, kind of depicts what I'm trying to do with this a little bit. Again, with time, it will become more apparent with what I'm trying to do with this. It's like a memoirs. That's the word. Yeah, like memoirs, a reflective type of podcast. No guests for now. No guests for the foreseeable future. Just me, my thoughts, your criticisms, your praise, even though these things mean nothing to me because I've transcended life. I'm joking. But yeah, fun fact, this podcast is now sponsored by Base Grooming. And I'll have more information about what and who Base Grooming are later. So I will look forward to that. But yeah, this episode, I just wanted to talk about the events we go through in life and our negative/positive responses to them. The things in themselves aren't actually positive or negative. They are just things. They are just life. I remember I was saying to a friend the other day, I said, imagine life is this just a straight constant line. And I said, you can either have, I said something happens, so you have like certain events that are in your life and they were written in pre-eternity. If you're religious, I guess you believe in pre-eternity. If you're an atheist, sort yourself out. I'm joking. But yeah, I'm saying if you're a religious person or a spiritual person, you do believe that there was a life before and there's a life after. But anyway, these things that happen in your life have literally been written in pre-eternity, meaning nothing you can do could have changed these things from happening to you. Something as common as death. Let's say I lose one of my parents tomorrow, God forbid. That was going to happen regardless of what I did, regardless if I went gym today, regardless of if I read or I journaled, regardless of what I did, that event was going to happen on that day at said time, whatever. Now, what do we do with said event? Now, I'm a firm believer in the Stoicism philosophy, and I believe a lot of Stoicism you can find within Islam, like a lot, like the practices and stuff, and even the people that kind of would talk about it, like Zeno and who else? Marcus Aurelius as well. A lot of them had if you read the memoirs or the meditations of Marcus Aurelius, a lot of it you can find within sunnahs of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and just normal whatever you find in Quran or just Islamic teachings. Anyway, I digress because I'm going way off the topic. Sorry, I'm a little bit ill. But yeah, these events that will happen in your life, they in of themselves are not bad or good. It's usually how we react to it and how we respond to it that makes these things either negative or positive, i.e. like death. I've seen people lose, to be honest, even myself. I remember a long time ago, a couple years ago, I remember I got some news that one of my friends was killed. And I remember I did not handle it the best way. Now, I'm not saying I lashed out and I got angry, but I'm not saying I was happy either. I remember I kind of just, I suppressed it. And I kind of just went so cold to the world and numb. And I to be honest, even today, so that maybe happened when I was like 19 or 20. Obviously, I'm older now. So many years ago, this happened, and I still believe the way I handled it back then still follows me today in the way I handle certain things. And maybe some people, like I've been told, maybe a little bit cold sometimes, and I feel like I used coldness as a self-defense mechanism back then. And I'm saying this is a negative thing. I'm not saying this is a positive thing. We live in a society today when people really big up or rate or respect, like, you know, cold people. Yeah, man, I'm just cold. I'm a lone wolf. All these dumb analogies people come up with, when it's not good. It brings its own form of pain as well. To not love and to not care and to not feel like there should be there is no. You should not be bragging that you have a cold heart. Like, just think about it for a second, what it is you're saying. Like, and again, and maybe when you kind of have no religion, or when you have no philosophy, and when you have no role model to kind of guide you in a direction, and you just, whatever your desires want, whatever the ego wants, you kind of follow. You've almost pretty much made yourself a god. I think then that's when all this cold-hearted kind of philosophy comes in, and people prescribe to it, because it's like, yeah, I don't want anyone to ever get one over me, or all of this is almost childish as well, a childish response to negative things. Again, like I said, the things in and of themselves are not negative. It's how we respond to it. Anyway, going back to my point, I remember that the way I handled it wasn't the best way. And obviously in the negative things that stemmed from it then. And now looking back at it, I could have looked at that thing as, meaning looking at that event, I said, yeah, that event was a negative thing. But the thing was, it was just meant to happen. It was a part of life. The negativity came from the animosity I felt after it, the anger I felt after it, the suppressed anger that I kind of harbored within, and I chose to harbor it as well. I chose to like feel the anger. In a way, it felt kind of nice. If anyone kind of, when you kind of when people say like misery loves company and stuff like these things where it's like, or like, when you're sad and you play a sad song. Like, that's never made, well, it has made sense to me, like, because you actually do kind of find an enjoyment behind these things. And my main emotion I'd say I struggle with is anger. I don't really struggle with it anymore. I'm a pretty calm guy now, pretty calm guy. Ever since I went to Senegal, I became a monk. I remember that I think it was me, Mustafa Briggs. Okay, well, it started off with me and Mustafa Briggs. Shout out to Mustafa Briggs there. Saved me. He saved me, bro. I'm joking. No, but yeah, shout out to Briggs. We went to Senegal, and we went there for like, I am going way off topic. What am I doing? But anyway, no, we went there for like 2 months. Well, maybe a little bit less, but altogether it was a long trip. And I remember I love Senegal. Shout out Medina Bay. Shout out Kaolack. But yeah, no, I'm just saying these things in terms of like in life. We may have certain events that happen to us. We get our heart broken. We lose someone we loved. We get beat up. I've never been beat up. I'm sorry. I don't know what it feels like. I'm joking. You lose a fight. I don't know. Someone betrays you. All of these different things. These things were things that were just meant to happen in your life, and it's imperative upon you. Big words like imperative, so you can tell I'm reading books. I'm joking. It's not a big word. Imperative. Yeah, no, but sorry. I get so you know what this is? You know why I like this is because when I'm talking my thoughts right now, this is actually how I think on a day-to-day basis. I'll have really good like philosophical thought, and then I'll just go off on a tangent like it was a dog chasing a fox or a butterfly or whatever. Or a squirrel. Anyway, but yeah, these things in life were sent to you as, you can say, teachers. I believe everything comes from God, or if you don't believe in God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, or Mother Nature, or Nirvana. But yeah, whatever you want to kind of label it. When these things come to you, these heartbreaks and these people that maybe you don't want in your life anymore, whatever it is, these things that you've prescribed a negative thing as, These things often teach you the most about yourself. They often bring you back to the straight path the majority of the time. A lot of the times we can kind of wander in this world. It's very easy to kind of just go through the motions. Very easy to just, go, go work, try and find a partner, get a mortgage, and these things. Very, very monotonous tasks, and you can just kind of get caught up in the thing. But when kind of these negative things come, and I'm using the term negative only because what we usually prescribe them to be is negative. But I'm saying, like, just from a shift of perspective, we can change whether something is negative or positive. I.e., again, someone gets their heart broken, and instead of like turning, they're kind of like saying fuck you to the world and becoming negative and all these things, they strive to become more of a loving person. They work on themselves more because they realize, why am I chasing love in external people? That's why I got my heart broken. But if I love myself, and not the modern day of loving yourself, which is very just ego driven love, the true nature of loving your true self, your soul, even within that, it's like, okay, cool, I don't really need these external things or external validation or love from other than myself. And these things, but you can only learn that once you've gone through the pain of heartbreak. Now, yes, pain's a real thing, but again, pain, even like pain, someone goes, pain is a thing. Like, yeah, of course it is, but it's like, but also what you prescribe to it is, like, I feel pain when I bench 150 kg. Yes, that was a humble brag. Yes, I bench 150. If you don't believe it, check my Insta. Anyway. Sorry about that. See, look, this is why I'm an egotistical person. Let's just get through that and we'll move on. But like when I'm benching like heavy weights, when I'm lifting heavy weights, like there is a pain of that I'm going through. There is a pain of the next day, of the ache. There's a pain of it kind of right there, the muscles tearing type of thing. There's a necessary pain that you have to go through for growth. But because we prescribe this pain as, we know we're growing, we know we're advancing, it doesn't seem, we don't label it as negative, because we can see that there's almost a higher purpose behind it, which is the same for your life. When you get your heart broken, when you lose a loved one, when you lose a thing, these things are the spiritual gym now. We're talking about or a mental gym. Some of them are mental. But because now this is an opportunity for you to grow into your higher self. There's this person that we all know, this higher version of ourselves, this future version of ourselves that we're always chasing. In order to become that person, we must be tested with adversity. I found out the other day that the word fitna means like I don't know how best to describe fitna. Like fitna, let's just say for this example, fitna was like the trials of the word. Like you go through a fitna. It doesn't mean that, but shut up. But let me land. But the fitna means like the process of burning something or burning minerals to find out what their true properties are. And I was like, that's mad. That's kind of like our lives. Like, you might have friends. I've had friends, and I've only found their true nature when shit's hit the fan, when fitna has came, when a fire, when they say when true colors are shown. That fitna is literally, that's when your true colors are shown. Anyone can be a good friend when things are going well. Anyone can be a good lover when things are going great. It's when things aren't going great, when there are negative events, and when there is pain, and when there's loss, and when these are when people rise up to the occasion, when true colors are shown. And it's the same with yourself. And again, like I say, I go through a lot of, I'm not going to say negativity because it's not, because it's positive, isn't it? Well, that's what we're talking about now. But I go through there's a lot of things that might happen that people might deem or might look at as negative, or this is a negative thing, or this is that. But it's not. It's just an opportunity for me to grow. And it's in so many ways of life does it show this. Even like when you break a bone, Like everyone knows, like I broke my ankle years ago. It's now a stronger ankle than the other one. So it's like everything in breaking, there's a beauty in breaking. There's a beauty in it because there's a growth from it. There's a new found even with your I think it's your blood cells. I think like your blood cells are constantly breaking down to create new blood cells and stuff, because again that's what creates a healthy life. And I don't know, I think Allah kind of made these things, or God made these things to show us that, like, yeah, the way life works is these things are just there are no actual negative or positive things attached to these things. It's usually our response to it that makes it so. If you're wondering if I'm, again, a bit waffling, I've just realised it's 6 a.m, but it's not 6 a.m. meaning I woke up at 5:30 a.m, I have my life together. No, it's 6 a.m, I haven't gone sleep yet. So maybe that's why I'm a bit slow. I need to start doing these more, maybe midday. But yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, there's or even in heartbreak. I remember I met Mufti Menk the other day, and he gave a talk, and he was saying that what's the word? Allah is with the broken-hearted. Now, a lot of people, if you don't believe in Allah, that's fine. But for the people that do, now all of a sudden, heartbreak has took on a new form of life. Ooh. Oh my God. Why is everything just going wrong? See, look, and that's the thing. This is not a negative. This is a positive. So I'm going to record again. I don't know why that's just zoomed all the way out. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. But yeah, it's these. I'm trying to wrap it up now because I've been waffling for a while. Again, I'm trying to make these episodes more shorter, but again, I just waffle. So I think it has to be a longer form of podcast because I don't think I have it in me to do short ones. But anyway, and even that, I didn't go to. That's another thing. What I want this podcast to kind of be. I don't want it to be this perfect, well put together, fake type of image of me, because that's not what I am. I think, an enso. Oh my God, I'm going to start waffling. But again, an enso in Japanese, it's like a Japanese practice or something. An enso is like a circle that one draws, that you go like that and you try and draw a perfect circle. And the thing is, you'll never draw a perfect circle because you're not perfect. The art of it is you not expressing. Well, it is expressing, but it's also you realizing your imperfect nature. But again, the way you paint the paintbrush and everything, even though it might look like an imperfect circle, it's a very beautiful circle within that, in its imperfections, which is life. The same as this podcast. The fact that the camera keeps dying on me, the fact that I have no structure to it, which I don't want to. I could get up on my laptop pointers and all this thing, but I don't want to do that. I just wanted it a kind of, again, I want these podcasts to be kind of thoughts and episodes, and you know what I mean, just navigating this thing we call life together, and hopefully I'll get better with time. But yeah, I you know what, I feel like I haven't even finished all the points I've just mentioned, but that's fine. But that's fine. I feel like you get the general gist of the episode. Now, I'm going to chop this up and edit it. Okay, no, I'm not going to chop it up, sorry. I'm going to edit this, meaning get it all put together and the voices aligned to see if it makes sense to put it out. And if it does, we'll put it out. But again, I'm going to try to do these twice a week. Twice a week? Yeah, twice a week. Sorry, twice a week. Twice a week. And yeah, we'll take it from there, and hopefully we'll have a lot of these episodes to go. I'm sorry for the lack of organisation. It's because I haven't slept. I'm gonna go sleep and then probably try again at this. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.